the War Report, coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out SmackDowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tag Me a Date. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space, now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats. I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. Never watch what I do. I'm here against you. If you ever doubted me, you don't have a clue. I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the War Report After Dark. What a great time to be a fan. SmackDown was great. Raw was great. We got Zack Ryder returning, not Matt Cardona, which that really surprised me. But we got Zack Ryder, and then we got Dolph fucking Ziggler. Welcome everybody to another edition. We're going to break it all down. We got a lot to cover. Eric is with us. What's going on, brother? Welcome back.
Nothing much. I'm sure, as you guys saw from the pictures, I was busy this weekend.
Yes, you were at the convention. The Big E.
To get to that real quick for a second, if I could.
Sure.
As always, had a great time. Met some great people. I stood on this line for AJ Lee for fucking 5 hours, no lie. 5 hours.
That's insane.
But I had prepaid for it, so I wasn't going to waste my money, you know. So, but what I did was I had friends with me that I met there, so they stood in line while I, did my other stuff and, met some people. I'm sure you saw the picture with the Fabulous Rougeau brothers.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. I was the one that gave them those little American flags. So
very
cool.
Cool.
Credit for that. That was awesome. As soon as I gave them to them, Jacques was like, "Oh, we gotta take a picture with these." So that was awesome. Met one of the best podcasters out there, Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him.
I was going to say we weren't there this weekend. How did you meet us?
I do like Van Vliet a lot. He's
great.
I like his
awesome
interviews.
In person. I even told him like 3 things I'm grateful for because that's his whole spiel at the end of his. You may be surprised, but Shayna Baszler is one of the coolest people I've ever met. She's really down to earth. Real
hey,
cool,
that's good to know.
Real awesome in person and great. Jessamine Duke actually took the picture. So I met her too, and that was pretty cool.
I'm sorry, Eric.
Wow.
Before you keep going, could you just elaborate a little bit more how great she is of a person? Like, what about her? Is she a cat person? Is she a dog person? Does she have any kids?
How much conversation do you think you have for a meeting?
Did she go to private school?
She's definitely a cat person.
She seems like a cat person. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a cat person, but no, she was just so awesome and down to earth, and it was awesome to meet her.
Hell yeah!
Obviously, it couldn't meet everybody, especially because the AJ line had my whole fucking day. I was also mainly there to meet the Jumping Bomb Angels, who.
Oh wow!
I
That's
feel like
crazy.
only Kat and I know who they are because we talked about them all the time on the show. But
the Jumping Bomb Angels. That's crazy deep.
That's a obscure throwback. But they walked so Io Sky could run. It was that kind of thing. They were this high flying Japanese tag team that they had this amazing performance at the 1987 Survivor Series where they were the only survivors left, and they killed it. And then that led to them winning the women's tag title belts from
back when they had them. They had them, and then they didn't have them for like 40 years, and then they're back.
Yeah, and just so people understand that there were once women's tag team belts back in the day, in the 80s. And they won them from the Glamour Girls, which was
I was gonna say the Golden Girls, but I knew it wasn't that.
well, they kind of honestly they looked old then.
They were
That was,
older women.
Judy Martin and Leilani Kai. So
The
and
Terminator, Judy Martin. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
and so it was awesome. And then just for no reason, I got a pic with real life Peter Griffin because he was there, and I've seen this dude's videos, and he did the laugh and and bird is the word and all that stuff. It was great. It was awesome. I had a good time.
I'm glad you had a good time, man. That's great.
Very cool. There have been a lot of cool videos on TikTok too, like all the guys that go like dressed as Dusty and Savage
Oh my
and
god! And
all of them.
I
So
should
that's
also
pretty cool.
mention the cosplay on this thing was amazing. Of course, there was a Dusty. There was many. There was at least one Fiend. There was several Macho Men.
Oh yeah, the Macho cosplays are there's this guy, the Machoverse, on Facebook. You should
There
give him a
was this
follow.
dude dressed as the Iron Sheik, and he killed it. He was
He looks that guy looks just like the Iron Sheik.
yeah.
I know
and
who you're
he was
talking about.
doing the whole make you humble. The whole spiel.
The whole
It was
spiel,
awesome.
man. That's
Somebody
awesome.
actually got him on TikTok cutting a promo on Sergeant Slaughter, and then
Oh.
Slaughter was like in his face, and then put him in the Cobra Clutch, and then he
And they
tapped
even
out.
did,
It was
uh,
great.
They
That's
even
awesome.
had
Yeah.
a thing where they were singing with Jimmy Hart because Jimmy was there. I had met Jimmy before, but Jimmy Hart was there, and they were singing along with him. That video of if you only knew what I'm gonna do to you. That old.
Oh, I thought they
Oh
were
my
going to do
God.
"Keep on Dancing" by the Gentrys because that was the song
Yeah,
that he
'cause-
wrote back in the '50s or something. But
Jimmy
I-
Hart's a good guy. I
yeah,
met
man.
Jimmy a few
I
times.
also just want to give a brief shout out to the Mountie because you met Jacques. I got to run into him a couple days before that because the radio station I work for was running a fundraiser. It was 24 hours that two of the guys spent in a plexiglass box in the parking lot of a car dealership, and they spent it overnight into the next morning show, and people were encouraged to come donate money in person or donate online. And one of the guests we had, because Kurt Adonis had the Mountie on a show this past Sunday, Wrestling with Character, check it out. But he was nice enough to bring the Mountie over, and the Mountie spent like 10 minutes on air talking with us and telling some stories and encouraging people to donate. And we got over $57,000 in donations. We doubled our goal.
That's
And
awesome.
the Mountie was
Oh,
a
that's
part of that
great.
because he was so cool. He was very nice to meet. And
Yeah,
when
I had the same similar experience with Jacques. He's awesome. Ray was
Yeah.
great too. It was good to see him. AJ, I had a pleasant conversation with her. Very brief, of course, but I told her how emotional I was with her return and how she kind of inspired me because I had just recently got my certification to become a peer sports specialist. I'm starting to look for jobs with that
cool,
now.
man.
Told her all about it, and she told me these words I'm gonna remember forever. She said to me, "You're gonna help so many people," and I said,
That's awesome.
"You got to understand. Part of that is your whole thing with the mental health stuff really helped inspired me. So I want to tell you thank you, and tell Phil I said hi. I did tell that."
Right. So that was the big event. Eric
Yeah.
went. We didn't. He had a great time.
That was
Uh.
the same event in which Take Me Dade had a table years ago with Maven, of course, as Steve
Yeah, that
may
was fun.
recall.
Yeah, I did 2 or 3 of those big
Yeah,
events.
yeah. They're
They
great.
were
Yeah, we
always
did-
great. Yeah,
we
we
did
always
Now
had a
they're
good
in
time.
Brentwood, Long Island these days instead of the Queens, so it was an easier trip for me.
Huh.
Yeah.
But it was great. Yeah, I
Awesome.
highly recommend it. I'm probably going to go to WrestleCade this year too, and more pictures to come.
Very cool. We do have a lot to get into. I think
Yeah.
for
Yes.
like big Raw, big SmackDown. So where do you want to start with Friday?
You know what? I was going to, but I said, you know what? We got to go into Raw because it's just so fresh, and then we'll touch on both for sure. But I mean, if you look at Raw MSG versus Raw Boston, to compare the two, and they're just great crowds always. I think MSG hit it out of the park last night.
Nothing like MSG, man.
I think it was better.
And
I
both
think
were
the
great
Raw was
crowds.
better.
Don't get
I-
us wrong; both were great crowds. But yeah, I understand what you're saying with that.
Yeah, and I think the Raw in general, I think this was an even better Raw. I loved everything about the open. You know, obviously they're going to open with John Cena just like they did on SmackDown, and ultimately, and then Dirty Dom comes back out, And then I'm thinking about Al, and I'm like, oh, here we go. We're going to hear this whole fucking, I predicted this again because he was talking about this again last week. But kind of different now.
I'll take the high road.
Yeah, sure you will. But
Psych! I fucking told you.
No, because it's not going to be Ray versus Dominic in San Diego. It's going to be John Cena versus Dirty Dom for the IC title, where I can only imagine Dirty Dom's going to win the title back in
that's
San
what I'm
Diego.
saying. And then the person to beat him is going to be Gunther. Because this whole thing with, I'm getting ahead of myself.
You are getting ahead of yourself.
I'll tell you what's grinding my gear later.
Oh, well, all right, we'll get into that for sure. But but I love that promo was great, solidifying the match down the road. But either way, John Cena is going to perform in Madison Square Garden. We wind up getting a 6-man tag, and it was an old school.
Could I ask a question before we move on from that?
Yeah,
I think it's very important, and I think we could all chime in on it.
Sure.
How big of a deal is it that this kid gets to wrestle John Cena 2 out of his last 4 matches?
It's huge.
Like, is it 2 or 3? Whatever is going to be 3, is it? 3.
It'll be 2.
2. Okay. Like.
Well, actually, no, 3 if you include last night.
Right.
Because
3 matches, because that's 3 out of his last 4. So.
But it wasn't a one-on-one.
Like, what is WWE telling us about this kid moving forward, based on the exposure they're giving him with arguably the best there ever be?
They have much confidence in Dirty Dom being a main event guy going into the future.
And hopefully we could finally put these idiots to bed that say, oh, buried. These people, you overuse these terms. They don't know what the fuck they mean.
I actually haven't been hearing much of that, to be honest.
I heard it initially, last week, but I was like, I'm here for it.
I mean, the overall that I'm hearing is that people are ecstatic, and that Dominic losing that first one, the fact that he got to be a part. Listen, John Cena is hand selecting who he wants to work with.
Yeah.
So if he chooses to do this with Dirty Dom, it doesn't matter if Dom wins or loses. He's in that match, and he fucking took it to John Cena. They put on a great show. He wasn't intimidated. He didn't, get over himself. It was a great performance, and it's going to be another great performance in San Diego.
Well, I agree.
So that's the interesting thing. The only thing that I found strange, and not even strange because, they obviously picked a direction they wanted to go. But last week, it seemed like we were getting Rey Mysterio challenging Dom in San Diego, their collective hometown.
That's what we were saying last week.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the way the promo seemed. But now, and again, credit to Al. I think he was the one that mentioned, well, Dom's just going to get his rematch against Cena,
that
right?
official, though? Dom versus Cena again?
Yeah, I did.
For the IC title in San Diego.
Okay. I just felt like it was like, all right, let's get him the Grand Slam, and let's get this kid in a high-profile match, see how he does it, and eventually we'll get him his thing back.
You know what, too? It's also a great way to keep John Cena away from War Games.
Yeah. And the other thing is, if, let's say, Dom didn't have a good performance against Cena, and Cena kept the IC title, then whoever wins the tournament wins the title from him. So there's no loss. There was no gambling.
Won the title.
Yeah. We're pretty sure, I mean, it was nice to get the nostalgia pops from Dolph and Zach, but I mean, it's Gunther, right? Like, that's just the way we're going, is Gunther.
Unless they throw Brock Lesnar in this shit out of nowhere.
That would be hilarious.
They have just solidified that Brock is with the Vision for War Games. So it's definitely, it has to be Gunther at this point. I don't think there's any, and I'm okay with it. Like, if Gunther took out Goldberg in his last match, he takes out John Cena in his last match, that becomes his thing.
He's the new legend killer.
Within couple of months of each other.
By the way, did anyone notice Gunther returned with his Walter old school theme music?
Yeah. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't love it either, but I was like, oh shit, that sounds different. And we'll get more into Gunther. But overall, so that opening segment, it was an old school fun match. Where they do the 3 Sheamus punches to the chest, and then they each do you can't see me, and they all get their finishers, and like it was just it was a fun way for Cena to have his last match in the Garden.
And if you
Once
notice
the-
that little,
once the
that little
moves-
thing Sheamus did for John, he noticed like I shouldn't be in the middle. John should be in the middle, and he changed it up.
Yeah, what was that, Al?
That when they started all mimicking each other's move, I started doing the math, and I was like, all right, how the fuck are these two big motherfuckers gonna do a 3-1-6? I don't see it happening, but
Oh, I was hoping they weren't going to do that.
yeah, they incorporated with a double 3-1-6, and they finished each with their respected move. That was pretty cool. It was a very nice match.
If I saw Sheamus run towards the ropes to try that move, I'd shit myself. He would too.
He would. He would.
It's just a funny visual. This big, pacey Irish guy. Woo! It's not happening.
By the way, let's not forget we got Jasim over at YouTube. What's going on, brother? We got
Jasim, look at
David
it.
Rosca.
Whoa, David. All right. So
up,
first of all,
Jasim?
Jasim, check out his profile picture. He's looking tough. This is the first time he's had his face. He usually has like The Rock as his profile picture.
Yep, that's
And
true.
then David,
What's up, boys? By David Rosca.
we were going to send the search party out for you.
That's right. We got Tara in the chats. We got Autumn in the chats. Vince Berry Bonds, what's up? And then Dave Abbey, did you notice Ziggler did the STF? I don't
right.
remember that. No.
don't
Now I have to go
recall
back and watch it.
I
I
don't
remember
recall it.
Ziggler went back and enjoyed a nice Caesar salad and catering. That's what I remember.
Listen, you know what? Ziggler just continues to show you that nobody sells him bumps better than Ziggler.
No.
And you know what I mean? Like, he's just awesome. And the crowd popped for him. I was happy for him. You knew he wasn't going to win. But it was great. But you know what, though? Like, same thing with Zack Ryder. It would have been nice to see at least one of them advance to the next round. It doesn't mean they win the whole thing. But, you know, but either way, it was great to see them come back and their old gimmicks. You never know with Zack Ryder. I mean, he looked great. He put on a great performance. Maybe they'll bring him back. He is always ready. So,
Dude, Zack Ryder looked like he slept in a tanning bed for
He-
like the week before.
he
Yeah.
was,
On
no,
the-
it was the night
on
before.
the road on his car. Like his car was a tanning bed.
He
Like,
got
just
even
like
more
that.
abs than he used to have.
He
Oh,
was
yeah, he
actually
shredded.
Oh, he shredded. He was actually talking about it with Sam Roberts that the night before Chelsea put a bunch of self tanning and rubbed it all over him, and then like 3 other mixtures of products because he wanted to have that Zack Ryder glow. I fucking love Zack Ryder, man. So welcome everybody to the show. But yeah, so great. And then all this build, Stephanie Vaquer is going to come out, cut a promo about how she feels about being attacked by Nikki Bella. During her entrance, she gets attacked again by Nikki Bella, who cuts a pretty weak promo, in my opinion. Like, there was all this talk, all this build that she was going to cut this big promo. I don't know. It just didn't seem confident to me. I don't know. Maybe it was just the way it came across.
Because Nikki's terrible.
I mean, I don't think she's terrible, but I mean, she's, you know, she doesn't compare to Stephanie Vaquer.
The
You know
crowd
what it
wasn't
is?
into it.
The crowd was not into it at all.
What I see is this, right? I believe a few months ago I said it, right? Is that she wasn't a bad wrestler for her time, and she didn't cut bad promos for her time. But there's an evolution in women's wrestling that come with the full package that they overshadow her to a different point. And
Right.
that's what I see the problem is. And the thing is, her scheme, her promos just seem old and flat.
Well, and I don't disagree with that, but like Dave Abbey says too, which is great point, right? How is she the number one contender when, if you look at it, Roxanne Perez beat her twice in a row? So why wouldn't Roxanne be number one contender? What, because Nikki took it upon herself to blindside Stephanie and turn on her, so she automatically gets that shot? You know, maybe they should have had a one-off between Nikki versus Roxanne to then have number one contender. But I don't see why Nikki Bella all of a sudden just makes herself number one contender and we just turn a blind eye to it.
Is the old school way of wrestling. You attack somebody, you automatically become the number one contender.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but it's still annoying. So Dolph Ziggler solo. Either way, Dolph Ziggler always makes whoever he's working with look like $1,000,000. Solo looked great in that match. Solo gets over. So great match. And then you had Alexa Bliss come out. She cuts a promo. Charlotte, why aren't you, let me tell you how my weekend went. And she's ignoring me and blah, blah, blah. She cuts a great promo. And then, of course, her War Game competitors come out. Then she gets saved with Rhea and Io. And then Charlotte now all of a sudden is back. And it looks like she's going to be a part of the War Games. So I'm a little confused as to why they did that. It also looks like they might be gearing up for that last spot to be AJ Lee.
Oh, it definitely is. With the hug she gave her in the
I want to have a chat with you with Rhea Ripley in the back.
Right.
So that'll be
And
interesting.
AJ's promo on Becky, she makes me feel things.
Yeah, that was good. But that also tells me then Becky Lynch takes the other spot.
Right.
Oh yeah, of
Right.
course. And they'll be the captains of the teams, I guess.
Dave Abbey, the women's division is a dumpster fire.
Listen, no knock on Maxine. She's definitely gotten better. Is that the person you put in the spot to take the title off Becky Lynch when AJ Lee makes her big return and interferes? You know what I mean?
Well, that's good timing because that's really what we're up to, right? Listen, as soon as AJ Lee's music hit, you knew.
Right.
As soon as she started skipping, I said, oh shit, Maxine's really going to win. And, listen, she is getting better. You could see she's putting work in. I didn't love that Becky Lynch loses to a flying crossbody. Like, it could have been something different, like spear her out of her socks or, do something more impactful. This is Becky Lynch, right? So I thought that kind of was weak, but that brings AJ back into the fold to continue this feud with Becky. Becky's doing a great job on social media, by the way. She just got out of the lawyer's office in New York. There's a commission. You have to have a managing license. AJ didn't have a managing license, so I'm protesting she's doing it's awesome story. It's awesome booking. I don't think Maxine's going to have a lengthy run with the title.
No.
But, but good for her. The crowd was behind her. The crowd fucking exploded. They were also really pumped because not everybody was really in the know that AJ was going to be there. So that was a nice surprise.
Right.
And there goes up the memes of Maxine gets a singles title before Chad Gable.
Yeah. Well, and Chad Gable, I'm sure he's got to be coming back soon. So now you have the last time is now tournament match, Javon Evans, Gunther. That match was exactly what I thought it would be, and it's exactly what it should have been. Javon Evans looked great. He did a great job.
He's legit.
But Gunther did what Gunther does. And it was just great. Javon Evans with the chops. Like, dude, you don't do that to Gunther. Out of all people, don't chop Gunther.
Gunther's the chopper.
Gunther's gonna receipt the fuck out of you, and it's gonna
yeah.
be 10,000 times worse. But it was great to see Gunther back. Not thrilled that they went back to the old school music, but they did. Dave Abbey, Javon Evans is a star.
100%.
That kid, he's so young. He's got a long career ahead of him. He's going to make a lot of money.
That exposure on Raw did so much for him.
Oh, yeah. And especially with a guy like Gunther.
Absolutely.
And he took him to the limit. It wasn't a squash match.
Javon is one of the guys I would have liked to see go
Advance.
further in the tournament. But, once he's up against Gunther, you know what's going to happen. My other hope is that John Cena recognizes Javon Evans' hard work and puts him in one of the NXT showcase matches at Saturday night's main event.
I could see that.
I could see that.
Yeah, he's been showcased a lot lately, so I would definitely say he'll be one of the kids profiled there.
Excellent. I don't know who else they're going to pick from that. Probably Obafemi.
Trick Williams.
Who's the
Oh, Trick Williams. Yeah.
old boy that came
Starks.
from AEW, the United States champion,
Oh,
the Canadian champion?
yeah.
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page,
Ethan Page is probably what's his name? Ricky Saint.
Ricky
Yeah,
Saints.
could be one of those two guys.
Yeah.
I gotta give credit to, like, obviously we all got to give credit to John Cena, but he's doing so much for the business as he's going out, which normally someone should when they're going out, but he's going above and beyond, and it's great. And this is an example of one of those things that you don't know what you have until it's gone, right? And John Cena for a long time went, I think, underappreciated. So it's nice to see this,
Yeah.
all of it, and he's given back to the business too.
It's a great send-off. He's doing a great job. The tour's been headed ups and downs, but overall it's been great, especially this tail end of it. And I like what they're doing with this whole tournament. I would have liked it to be my only issue with this whole thing is my understanding was that John Cena wanted it to be for a guy like a Javon Evans, right? Like a guy that, is going to make a name and start to become somebody, right? Like he did against Kurt Angle when he debuted, right? With the ruthless aggression, right? So for it to be somebody like Gunther, who's already established, already a former world champion, already a former IC champion, broke records as IC champion, you're not giving the rub to that young kid.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Who else? Let's talk this out, because as you know, Gunther has had a problem winning the big one and keeping it recently. This last year or two has kind of been like the downfall of Gunther. He lost to Sammy.
True.
He lost to Jay. What I'm saying is, who else is in the tournament that could pull off like an upset win against Gunther and be the guy? Like, is there somebody in the tournament that's like?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
R-Truth. Hilarious.
That thing with his balls has been great. But see, even R-Truth, I wouldn't want it to be. Like, I don't know. I feel like it should have been. I don't know. I just think like somebody that's already established, it shouldn't be them.
Right. I'm going to try and look this up.
By the way, Dave Abbey, where is Orton?
Yeah.
That is very true. We haven't seen or heard anything from Orton. Maybe he's just taking a vacation?
He's not in this tournament?
No.
Did they announce all the names?
Yeah, I think so, right? We're going into the next round with the winners already.
Yeah, we've already got the winners.
So the only surprises really were Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. Not to throw shade. I was happy with both of those surprises. But
I'm with Vince. I'm just upset not one of them made it to the second round.
Yeah, because I mean,
right now, I agree with that too.
I guess there's a Bronson Reed or Carmelo Hayes. That's one of the ones that needs to be shook out, and that's going to happen on SmackDown. And then Penta versus Finn Balor. Those are the last two first-round matches. And then in the quarterfinals, you've got Gunther against the winner of Reed and Hayes, Solo against the winner of Penta or Balor. Then you've got Rusev versus Jay, and Sheamus versus LA Knight. So out of all of them, the only real young guy, because Bronson Reed's 37. Carmelo Hayes is the only young guy on the
I'd
list.
be okay with Carmelo. I'd be okay with Penta.
I'll tell you what I'll be okay with. You said something different. What about this? It's never going to happen, but this will be awesome. If Finn Balor finds a way to make it to the final, and his bracket was opposite of Gunther, and the only way he'll be able to beat Gunther is if he brings the Demon back, and we get Finn Demon, and he goes over. That'll be awesome. But it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But I listen. Anytime I have an opportunity to get the Demon Finn Balor back, I'm on board. But
But hasn't it been like close to a decade now? They haven't used it.
Tara says she heard that there are only one-time appearances. Actually, so with Dolph Ziggler being a part of the TNA partnership, it's gonna that door is open for this to happen anytime they wanted to. As far as Matt Cardona, that was a one-off, but there are talks about bringing him in full-time. So, and listen,
he's done a bunch of stuff in NXT.
And he's got a lot of things on his side. You got Chelsea Green on his side, Cody Rhodes. They're very close friends. So I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of Zack Ryder in the future. I don't think this is going to be a one-off. Ryan, last Demon match was Mania versus Edge. I don't even remember.
Wait, when the hell did that happen?
I think that's when fucking Demon lost too, and we were all upset about it.
Yeah, because it was Brood Edge. Edge came out with the mirror mask on. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I do.
He was supposed to have Gangrel, but they said nobody would remember Gangrel, so he didn't come out with him.
Even
but he
I
still
got
did.
to see live the Jack the Ripper demon.
Oh, the
Dallas.
Halloween. Oh, that one. Yes, the London. Yeah, the Jack the Ripper one. I thought you meant the Jack-o'-lantern one.
We saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one.
Right.
Do you remember when it was supposed to be Jack-o'-lantern demon against Bray Wyatt as Sister Abigail, and then I think like COVID or something happened and ruined it? Thank God.
Makeup.
Thank God.
It was like supposed to be a Halloween match, and yeah, the demon instead of the red and black was a fucking Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
He looked like Halloween, or what was his name from WCW, with the jack-o'-lantern on his face. And then Bray Wyatt was dressed in drag, and it was just the whole thing was so strange.
Oh. So the main event on Raw was a face-off. Typical pro wrestling bullshit, right? You're going to have a face-off where you're going to just talk, and obviously with these names and egos, there was not going to be any talking.
Right.
And chaos ensued between both teams. Which then led to there was a segment earlier in the back with both general managers where Paul Heyman says, I know you guys weren't thrilled with my last pick, but you're going to really love this one. And they both look at the name and they're kind of like, oh, we're going to love to see how this plays out. And then sure enough, it is Brock Lesnar. So he comes out, clears the ring. I love, too, how the credits start to go. So then you're like, all right, credits are up. I guess this is really how it's ending. And then right before you're about to turn the TV off, Roman's music hits. He comes out, and it looks like now Roman is official, which we kind of all anticipated anyway. But what a great Raw all the way through. You had tons of surprises. It flowed well. Similar to SmackDown. Similar was a big SmackDown feel this week also. Not happy about the recent announcement, by the way, that SmackDown will be going back to 3 fucking hours.
No, sir.
Not necessary, WWE. Not fucking necessary. But they're going to do it anyway, because who am I?
I always bring this analogy up, but a 3-hour wrestling show is like watching one of the Lord of the Rings movies from front to back every single week. No.
Less is more.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just too much. Some notable things on SmackDown, though. You had Ilya Dragunov versus Axiom. That was a great match. Those guys can go. Sami Zayn called out Solo Sikoa, let him know that he's now been cleared. And that turned into a match later on. LA Knight had his mystery opponent. That was the return of not Matt Cardona, but Zack freaking Ryder with updated, jazzed up music. But yeah, I was so glad to see him. I was happy for him. The pop was great for him. As much as people talked about it could be because of the history, I don't think anybody really thought it was going to happen. So it was great to see, and like Matt does tell himself and everyone on the indie scene that he's always ready.
He's the indie taker.
He's the indie taker.
But he's another guy that there was a lot of history there, and both him and John Cena have changed so much since the last time they touched. There should have been a Zack Ryder match on this retirement tour, already. You know what I mean? Like, this should have happened.
Yeah, they definitely could have done a few
You
things
could argue
differently.
a Ziggler match too.
Yeah, no, I mean, you kind of want the retirement tour to be a greatest hits of opponents, and it is nice that they came. Listen, it was nice that they even got acknowledged, as WWE a lot of times does not like acknowledging people from outside the company or like old history or whatever because they think people don't remember or they don't want to drag up old shit and try and explain it, whatever. But I mean, I'm still on the one of them should have made the fucking quarterfinals. I mean, come on.
Well, I agree.
You know what would have made more sense if you're thinking about it, if you wanted to make it that throwback type? They should have just left John Cena with the U.S. title when he won it instead of having. Oh, no, it wasn't Sami Zayn that took it off him. Was it Sami Zayn? It was Sami, right?
No, Kevin Owens, I think, took it off eventually.
No. What's the. Wait,
Most recently.
Most recently. Wasn't it Sami Zayn that just took the belt off Cena, or am I tripping?
They had a match.
No, Cena took it off of Sammy.
Oh, Cena. All right, so when Cena
Right?
took it off at Sami.
Why am I blanking on this? It
Yeah,
just
me
fucking
too.
happened.
I can't think of it either.
I
Cena
could have
took
sworn
the
it was
IC belt
Sammy
off
that
of
took
Dom.
it off at Cena, no?
We're gonna figure this out. I'm going to the internet.
ChatGPT.
Well,
No,
either
it was
way,
the- it was
while he
the-
looks for it, when Cena had the belt, they should have made that the nostalgic thing. Made the U.S. Open every week or every other week, whenever he could appear, and how many matches he could have had, and he could have wrestled the AJ Styles for the title, or wrestled Matt Cardona for the title, or wrestled Dolph Ziggler for the title. You know, and he gets those pops. I think it would have been a better idea.
John
And they take it
Cena.
over.
John Cena didn't have the U.S. title in this last run.
He didn't, right?
No,
Oh,
I think
shit.
Sammy. I think Sammy.
extended the favor back for the US
Open
title,
challenge,
US
yeah.
Oh, right. And then he went over on Cena. Oh,
Actually,
never
that
mind.
ended in nothing because Brock came out.
And then,
yeah.
and then Ilya beat Sammy very recently.
Dave Abbey, the heel run screwed a lot of people. It could have been so much better if they just let John pick opponents. I agree with that too.
Yeah, but also you could have still done some of these opponents in the heel run. The heel run was just really hampered by the fact that The Rock was involved and then decided he didn't want to be involved.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
Travis
the turn
Scott,
itself was great.
right?
great
Because
thing
they had
executed, but-
plans in the books all the way to fucking SummerSlam with this stupid ass Travis Scott, where he was supposed to be in that tag team match, that match with fucking Jelly Roll and Logan Paul and all that shit. It was supposed to be fucking Cena and Travis Scott in the heel role, and it wasn't. Like, he fucked it. He fucked the whole thing. So and The Rock, I mean, I don't understand that at all. We can talk, there's going to be books written about The Rock interfering in last year's WrestleMania and this year's WrestleMania, and why did he do it, and why does it all revolve around how badly Black Adam did at the box office? Like, I don't know what I just don't know. What the fuck, man? Like, you are The Rock. You are literally one of the most famous people on earth. You are one of the richest actors, highest paid actors ever. You are on the board of directors of the WWE. You come out, you say there's a grand plan. You count down from 3 to 2. You never get to 1. You have those grand, like, you convince John Cena to turn heel. He turns heel. Travis Scott interferes for him in WrestleMania. And then just nothing. And then Cena goes, "Oh, I had a bad day. Sorry, guys. I'm back now. I'm fucking back." And, like, we accepted it because we just wanted. We're like, fine. It gets us back on track. But, like, holy shit, if we didn't have that 4-month detour, yeah, you could have had a lot more of these opponents come in.
And
Yeah.
and then it's also like they did it just to do it, to finally give us that John Cena heel turn.
Well, listen, and when they did it, it broke the internet. I mean, it was fucking huge. So they, it just, unfortunately, people just wanted to love John Cena again, which is just amazing. But I like this final run
It's
we're
like
getting
they
with
love
John.
him now more than they ever did,
Right.
in a way.
Listen, we got to talk about Jade Cargill. Had a match with B-Fab, which, I mean, whatever. But she is starting to do exactly what we said, right? Last week it was all about the promo. It was short, sweet, right to the point, which is what she needs to do. And then her matches need to be Goldberg-esque. Short, sweet, and to the point. And her first match since becoming this version of Jade Cargill was exactly that. She came in, she destroyed B-Fab in, I would say, probably 4 minutes and got the hell out of there. So this is exactly what we need out of Jade. This is going to be a great run for Jade. I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we were doing with Jade before. I understand she came in from AEW. There was a lot of hype behind her. So, you obviously debut her as a babyface, but I mean, this shit should have been immediate. She should have came out as a babyface, gotten a few pops, and then like turned on somebody in a big spot on a pay-per-view, and then just spent the rest of her time as heel. Because I feel like the babyface thing, being the babyface, you have to sell a lot more in a wrestling match. You're on defense a lot more, and that's not her strong suit. And B, the matches were too long.
And it was fine initially, but it just like the babyface run went on too long.
And then once you tweak it to this is, we talked about it last week. She's like Goldberg. You keep the matches short, you keep the promos short, you give them a little fucking catchphrase.
You give version of Goldberg. It's great.
Right. And is she still doing Jaded? Is that still her finisher?
Yes.
I don't love it.
No? Why?
It's all right. It's just, I don't know. I feel like half the time she does it, and then she has to look over her shoulder, but then she's looking over her shoulder the wrong way, so they have to switch cameras.
The name
I don't
should
know.
be called what she calls herself.
She should just do a fucking power bomb. She's so big.
Dude, if she just did the that bitch bomb and it was a Batista bomb, I would be so on board.
Or that, that B bomb. That'd be great.
Or the Undertaker's last ride. You give him the fucking wedgie, you give the extra whoop, and then boom. Oh my God, she'd kill him.
That would be a fan favorite.
No, we also need, and this is like, since we're doing the Goldberg comparison, which, it makes total sense. Big part of the reason also that Goldberg got so over was the commentary, most notably, and I think Steve, you'll agree, Bobby the Brain Heenan. The way Heenan was so hyped up for Goldberg, especially when he won the title from Hogan. If we can get like a heel commentator to do that hype for Jade, that would be awesome too.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would put shoulder pads with a cape on Jade, and I'll have her walk out on that shit. And put mad fucking diamonds on that shoulder patch. Like football shoulder pads. Football shoulder pads.
Like a Legion of Doom kind of thing.
But see, I could see her doing something like that at a PLE.
With like a storm cape out of it. Nah, make that shit every day. This bitch is a goddess. Like, just ride her to the moon, give her 35-second matches, and let her lose it at WrestleMania. And we're good. Or let her keep it at WrestleMania.
As long as we don't end it with a cattle prod.
I'm forgetting WrestleMania's down the street.
It's really not as far away as you'd think. It's almost fucking December, boys. Get your holiday shopping done.
Yeah, seriously.
Amazon.
I'll tell you though, I am excited for these 2 War Game matches. Oh, hold on. Before we get into that, Dave Abbey, the only problem I have with it's that there was no build up for the turn. Her matches with Tiffy were good, but there was no heel build. Well, yes and no. I mean, it was a short build, but it was that move that busted her eye open that's going to scar her for life, and, her tasting her own blood triggered something in her.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah, it was, listen, it was quick, it was dirty, but it was a means to an end. We just needed to get there. It's
right.
just, it's less about the turn and more about, okay, now what are we doing with her?
I like Al's idea from the last few shows about the scar being the focus and like doing some like paint job on that shit and just focusing on that, making it like,
take one,
like, look what that did for Harry Potter.
One stroke of the black light paint on the scar.
Make it like a lightning.
So when she comes out in her entrance, you have a black light, so the scar glows when she comes out.
That would be pretty sick, actually.
Oh, like Gable from or Cable from the X-Men. Remember?
Right,
Cable?
and remember how Jeff Hardy would come out and Cable had the scar that went over the eye. That was Cable. Yeah, but remember when Jeff Hardy would come out with the black light and splash the paint, and you'd see like the glow on his face and all that. She could just take one little gold, and then when the black light hits, it just glows. Shink! It would be so cool.
And and it's just so convenient that it happened to be like kind of like a lightning bolt when she does the whole storm shit.
That's why I said lightning bolt, because she is pretty much
yeah.
Storm. That's her
Right,
gift.
she's pretty much Storm.
That's the story behind Vakir's face paint. I didn't know
She had a
that.
scar. Oh,
I didn't know that.
that's cool.
Right.
I didn't know that either. I've seen her without makeup. I don't see a scar.
Well, maybe not zoomed in.
Yeah, it might be, probably old enough injury. Kind of
Yeah.
goes,
But it's awesome, man. She made it part of her, character.
her whole thing. Yeah.
But as I was saying before, I am getting excited for these 2 War Game matches, though. I mean, if you look at the star power in the men's,
Yeah.
right? Both of these teams are just fucking stacked, right? I mean, you've got the Vision with Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and now Brock Lesnar. And then you got Roman, Punk, Cody, so all the champions, and the Usos. I mean, these are some stacked teams. And then you can make the same case for the women's. I mean, having Charlotte and Alexa.
Can I say something before you move on to the women's?
Yeah.
It's gonna sound fucked up, and I don't
Oh,
mean
yeah.
to be that person because I got love for this wrestler that I'm gonna say something about. But Jimmy needs to get injured, and he looks real weird in this group of firepower. Like, I was with you as soon as you said all the names, and then you said Jimmy. I'm like, is that really firepower or more like a firecracker? Like you put him up, pop, and he pops. That's it. You don't go up in the air and gives us the light show. He's a firecracker.
I'm never gonna shit on Jimmy. I love Jimmy Uso.
Look, I love him. I love him. But like, to the level of the wrestlers you're seeing right now and the current status of each and every one of them, how does Jimmy fit? Granted, he's the brother, he's an Uso. Outside of that, firepower wise, how does he fit into the story? Like, we can't find a
Because
better
when he's
wrestler.
in a match and he's teaming with his brother, sometimes they are unstoppable. I mean, you're talking one of the greatest tag teams of all
Like the
time.
Usos as an entity.
Right.
Fair enough. So you're getting the Usos. You're not getting Jay and Jimmy. I get
Correct. Well, and then you
That makes
throw in
sense.
Roman, and then you throw Roman in the mix too, right? And then you got the whole.
But I feel there's going to be drama in there, which is the reason he's in there. Storyline-wise, it makes sense because I feel like the heels are going to go over.
If there's drama, I think the drama is going to be between Roman and CM Punk.
Well,
Unless
there's
something
Roman, CM
inadvertently
Punk,
happens during the match, which is always
There's
possible.
Jay, Jimmy. There's Jimmy, Roman. There's a lot of fucking issues
Jay
on
Roman.
that side.
Dave Abbey, when talking about Stephanie Vaquer, she broke a bone in her face in Japan, and they do that there. It's a symbol of being stronger than before. That's pretty fucking cool.
We also can't forget about, how do I do this? The best scar in all of wrestling. Don Callis. Any excuse to show that photo. All right.
I love Don Callis. I love Don Callis.
All right.
He is fucking annoying and hilarious and good at his job.
That's it. He's good at his job.
He's so fucking annoying.
David Abbey found that funny. So again, and then you move on to the women's. I mean, with Rhea, let's assume AJ, right? So you got Rhea, AJ, EO, because now I feel like War Games is synonymous with EO because she always does something crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then you got Alexa and Charlotte. And then you got on the other side, you got Nia, the bougie, whatever. And probably, we assume, Becky Lynch, right?
Yeah.
And then Asuka and Kairi Sane. So that should be a fun match to watch also. And who knows? Maybe Alexa gets really rocked in this match and maybe things start to happen down the road sooner than later with little Wyatt action. I'm just throwing it out there in the universe, maybe.
Oh my god, bro!
I'm gonna mention it like periodically just to try and keep it in the surface so that
If it
just
happens.
keep that juju out there.
I mean, eventually Charlotte's going to turn on her, and then maybe that'll speed things up.
I still don't get the whole. I'm not going to be on the team. Okay, now I'm going to be on the team. You didn't even let it go more than a week.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there was no drama to it. It's like, of course you were coming back. Like, come on.
Like
Watch
I'm going away
Charlotte.
with the
Watch
title.
Charlotte abandon them during the match and just walk out.
Yeah, do the
Oh,
whole bad news Brown thing.
a little Lex.
But do
Luger
they
thing.
really want to turn Charlotte heel again?
I don't know. Is she over as a babyface? Like, how's are they getting good reactions?
Oh yeah. I
All
mean,
right, so-
since they put her with Alexa, for sure. I kind of wish they would keep them together for a while longer. I actually like them together as a tag team.
Yeah, they might because I feel like
this is the most likable Charlotte's been as a face ever.
Yeah. Dave Abbey, I think Charlotte turns. She's a much better heel. She is a phenomenal heel.
yeah, of course, no doubt.
Without a doubt. She's a phenomenal heel. But this face run with Alexa has been entertaining. I've been enjoying it. So, you know.
Curveball could be an Alexa heel turn.
Right, because the thing
Well,
with
that's
Charlotte,
possible too.
Charlotte has been heel so much, and I feel like some of it she's taken personally a lot, or some of it might be personal. Like some fans might dislike her and like, you know, her getting divorced all the time or whatever, you know, whatever they feel about her personal stuff. Like I feel like she, for her own kind of well-being, needs to be babyface for a little while and maybe not have those boos sink
And that
in.
makes sense of Alexa being the one turning heel, because that you cannot afford to give Charlotte heat again and go back into that stage of her life,
The
like
only
Vince is saying.
problem
So-
with that, though, might be that because people might not want to boo Alexa. Even
Yeah, but if she's a heel, like if she goes with
she's got to do something pretty damn dastardly to Charlotte, you know.
Beat the shit out of her with a chair.
Dave Abbey, it has to lead to Rhea Charlotte. I mean, they already planted that seed, so he's not wrong. You know, just by the words that they were speaking the last 2 weeks. So we'll have to see. But
Yeah.
I don't disagree with Dave on that one.
And then eventually either of those two against Jade.
big
Well,
ladies.
I think they're saving Jade for Bianca.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
that would
like
probably be WrestleMania.
yeah, that'll be right. If I'm hoping she's ready. I don't know what her timetable is. We really haven't heard much in terms of updates.
They've been
Sure.
keeping it very quiet. We
Yeah.
also
It's a
haven't seen or
finger,
heard
right?
much
It's
from
a
the Street
finger
Profits
injury?
either. It was a finger injury. We still haven't seen or heard much of the Street Profits lately either.
Yeah, what's up with them?
I don't know.
Because they're heel now, right?
They went back to being face again.
Oh Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to. I thought I was current. I thought I was.
But then
keeping track.
I thought I saw something that Montez posted that's kind of hinting at a single run. So I don't know. They've been teasing and talking about that for years now.
Yeah, and I feel like they keep every time they get close to it, they kind of chicken out because they're like, you know, concerned. Like it's the same thing with like I understand, you know, not turning Cody heel, but like you can turn the you know, you're okay with the money. You're not going to lose money from the Street Profits turning heel. Nobody's tuning out of pay-per-views and Raw or SmackDown because they're heel suddenly. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like fuck it.
Yeah, that was true. All right, well, listen, guys, we are getting close to the very top of the hour. Anybody have anything they want to bring up before we take it home? They're the New Day Light.
Damn.
Dave Abbey. I don't disagree with that either.
You cut me to the quick, Baxter. Like he really just like he gets right to the heart of the issue there. God damn.
Always does. He's right on point.
That made me feel like when Al said that Drew was Alberto Del Rio. I was like, oh, this is it's a little too close to home.
Hey, man.
Anything else anybody wants to bring up?
What did Rhea break her nose? What happened?
Oh, yeah, weeks ago. That's
Okay.
why she's wearing that mask.
Right, that's why I was asking. Curious. I saw a stupid thing online that somebody said, "Hey, is the reason that Rhea Ripley keeps injuring her nose because she wears all those nose rings?"
What?
Exactly. Okay, that was the face I made too. Like I didn't understand it. I was like, "This is a dumb person." Like you should
Some people are very special.
You know how you have a driver's license? You should have one to operate the internet and have a Facebook account. Like
That's
what?
a
the
true
fuck?
story.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's all for me. Al, I think there's
a well-regulated internet.
yeah, precisely it should be within the First or Second Amendment. Al, there is one more thing I think you usually want to let people know.
Oh yeah, fuck Oprah.
All right. There we
A
go.
little
That's
late in
it.
the show for that, but I like it.
Oh, he got the first
He
one.
got it in at the beginning as well.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
like,
also good news, guys. I actually did hear the whole song and the Dolph Ziggler's music, so I finally heard the shit now.
Oh, good.
excellent.
There you go.
Well,
Maybe
On
it
that
took me
note-
for being away for a bit, and then
At that, I think it's time we take
Yeah,
it home and
yeah.
acknowledge our tribal chief returning back to the WWE.
yeah, he's back for the holidays. He's on that Undertaker schedule. I can't blame him.
What a fucking schedule.
It's beautiful. Gets to go home, have fun with his family, film a couple movies. Him and CM Punk are going to be in Zootopia 2 or some shit like that.
then he'll be back for the Rumble, and then
And then he's off, till like SummerSlam. Like he'll work Rumble and then take time off, WrestleMania, then SummerSlam. But with all that being said, folks, thanks so much for tuning in tonight for another edition of the War Report After Dark. You can follow us on social media at TagMeADate. We are on Twitter /X and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook under TagMeADate. If you go to Facebook for our live stream, just go to facebook.com, type Tag Me a Date in the search bar, hit the thumbs up to like the page, and our live stream will show up in your news feed. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button. First, you go to, of course, youtube.com, type Tag Me a Date in your search bar. You'll find our page. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified on your tablet or phone when we go live. And that's 9 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday nights. We've already done the daylight savings thing, so whatever time you listened in, that's the time you listen in now. And wherever you're listening, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, just come back here 24 hours later and you'll get that show. If you follow us on TikTok, that's the only account that's different. That is the War Report Podcast with no spaces. Give us a follow. We post reels and shorts during the week to show you what you missed the week before you catch up before our show on Tuesday. And if you prefer an audio version instead of video version of the podcast, just go to your favorite podcast app, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Type in the War Report, type in Tag Me a Date. You'll see our lovely logo in the top right-hand corner as the icon. In the description, the names Steve and Vince, etc. will be in there. You'll know it's us. Hit that subscribe button. Ryan pulls the audio and uploads it to the podcast app after the live stream ends. And as long as you're subscribed, you get that MP3 sent to your phone or tablet. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to Tara, Dave, David, Ryan, Jassim, and everybody else that was listening tonight. Have a great night, and we will talk to you next week, next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. The War Report After Dark. Have a great week, everybody.